All right. Greetings and welcome back. Once again, I pray everybody is doing well. I'm going to check my levels. Early, I saw this article, not only the article, I saw the whole thing unfolding, and now I have a quick minute to share my 2 cents on the situation. You know how we love hype in social media land. And so, if we jump over to a lot of what we're seeing, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And then we're going to start from the beginning because oftentimes starting from the beginning is what helps us to get clarity. I saw somebody, I'm never going to say who, yesterday, break this down. The bias is so crazy. We can't get anywhere if we are set on just being biased. You know what I mean? We got to learn to tell the truth. But if you can see here, it's all over 5 days ago, 11 days ago, 8 days. Therapist fired after calling out black men for lacking emotional intelligence in viral TikTok. This is Business Insider. Yahoo News. Therapist fired after urging black men to seek therapy. This is CNBC. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of this because everybody's just saying the same thing. Why she's fired. Therapist fired because she told black men to go to therapy. Is that the truth? Is that really why she was fired from her job? Or is there something else to this story? Oh, I didn't. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the TikTok. Right, Judah? What's going on? Let me know if I could be heard loud and clear. All right, before we get into it, let me hear what Judah has to say. Judah, feel free to share your thoughts before we go all the way to the beginning. What do you have to say? What are some of the things that, from the information that you know as it stands right now, what are some of the things that stands out to you about this situation? Feel free to share. And then I'm going to make my way over to the beginning because, in all you get understanding. Right? So feel free to share, Judah. I'll go back and forth between it. Let me know. I'm about to play this video, but I don't want my screen to freeze up. So let me know if you can hear the video. Here we go again. Here we go. If you can't hear it from here, I'm going to play it from my phone. So Judah's saying that her presentation was off. Her presentation was off. I'm going to pull it up on my phone because I'm not in the mood. Two, she was extra ghetto in how she said all that she said. So Judah's leaning heavily on the way she presented it. And I would have to agree that did this have to do with this, it's what I said, and I was just telling them to go to therapy. It's kind of similar. I wanted to come on here and do a video before that. Now I didn't know the man's name. I was seeing his video, Andrew Tate. I didn't know the man's name, but now that he's been banned off all social media, I had to double back and find out who this person was. And it is something similar. But let me go ahead and I fucking love it. Okay, so we're going to start from this video that you see right here on your screen. Okay, and I'm going to play it from the phone because, hold on, let's see what's going on with Miss Bree here. Because, in this environment, people call foul and pretend as though they didn't contribute to the outcome, which is unjust. That's the pendulum all the way on the other side. So let's listen. Here, first off, y'all bitches is smart. Oh, wait, pause. Let me rewind. Please, again, from the top, please excuse the profanity. We don't get down with that right here. Judah says, number 3, she erroneously thought she could speak to the men the way that the male gurus speak about women. That is not correct. Heck, black women can barely say hi without it being the tone of voice. So a lot of Judah's observations are coming from presentation, right? So let's listen. Let's listen. First off, y'all bitches is smart. This is the exact Okay, she's pointing to a reply which says, I wish men would understand that emotional intelligence is so important because how much clarity/security it brings into your life. And just to let us know that she's been making these videos for some time, but this is the one that's got her swept up into the whirlwind. So now as she likes to tell everybody, as a licensed therapist, right? We often use appeal to authority, which is another logical fallacy, right? We use appeal to authority for people to listen to us. Judah says she should have read the room and understood that she should have been silent. So that was funny. Okay, so she's gonna respond now. So she starts off profane, right? So I guess she feels as though she's on TikTok and she's appealing to the younger generations. But let's continue.
The comment says, I wish men would understand that emotional intelligence is so important because of how much clarity/security it would bring to your lives. Y'all think bitches just be talking in y'all ear just to be fucking talking.
So this is an example of a therapist who did not take her own medicine, a therapist who did not, succumb to her own therapy or use her own therapy, because just in the way that she's referencing herself, other women and the men, it shows you that she's not healed. Licensed therapy just means that you went through the system that told you at the end of this course of action, you're going to be licensed to practice. It doesn't mean that you're healed. It doesn't mean that you can heal people. It just means that, hey, you went through X, Y, and Z. It's like doctors. Just because you finished and you became a medical doctor doesn't mean that you're a good one. Right. So right off the bat, she's showing us that there's some things. If I went to a therapist and the person was talking like that, I got questions. I got questions. It's the same thing. Like you said, the male quote unquote gurus, I got questions with them too. But let's continue.
Don't. Y'all think bitches just want to argue with y'all because y'all refuse to expand your emotional vocabulary. We don't. It's to provide clarity for both us and y'all dusty bitches.
I don't know if she sounds like she been listening to Sin G over here on YouTube, but how in all of creation, imagine Dr. Joy DeGruy coming to TikTok and delivering a message like this. There's really a difference in the generation. This is how she presented herself. You are a professional, ma'am. If you're going to appeal to the authority of your professional therapist degree, then you're going to need to present yourself as such when you come to speak on said topics. That's just my thought. So, the crop top, titty pop out, nighty pants you got on. First of all, we see that you're, just the way you appear to TikTok is questionable. And secondly, your language is questionable. But again, people keep saying she got fired because she told black men to go to therapy. You get fired for misrepresenting the company who has hired you. I remember there was a flight attendant. There was a flight attendant who took a questionable picture on the plane, or showing who she worked for. They got fired. They got fired because you are in uniform, so to speak, and you're misrepresenting the company. So just on your presentation alone, and she didn't even get to the part where, people have question with, just on her presentation alone, I would have called you in the office being like, ma'am, you good?
Let me stop. This shit really truly irks me because when I say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary, it's so...
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep because when I was watching this, I was like, you are admonishing the males to expand their emotional vocabulary, but you are not expanding your vocabulary. Period. It's kind of like when the Nation of Islam rolled up on Malcolm X or Malcolm Little in the prison, and they had to let him know, hey, bro, you got to level up. So even in her speech alone, how are you asking for somebody to expand and you are not showing that you too have expanded?
Your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think.
Why don't you want, if this is the way you counseling them, no wonder they told you to see their way out. Imagine she comes in the room and be like, you know what, I'm going to be your therapist for today, and she's like, hey, tell me what's going on in your life. And he's like, I don't know, I'm not able to get through to her. And then she's like, expand your emotional vocabulary. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your B? And I mean, imagine that being the therapy session. I'm really questioning, is this how you speak in the actual, lay down in my chair type vibe? But okay.
I think yes, right? Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that.
Who's bees? Who's the bees? Who is the bees? This is an example when keeping it real goes wrong. The internet will make you lose your house, your job, your life, your financial standing. You cannot. This is why I don't believe in bending to everything that she's doing all of this for the gram, for the TikTok. And look at you now. Look, we're gonna see what happens to her after this, but let's continue.
Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with Schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the
What? No, sir. Which school should I know that somebody doxed her, which is another thing and very interesting thing, but bees let me just continue.
emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your fucking mouth. But you know what?
Why is she if you're talking to a male, let me just say this type of approach wouldn't necessarily work. So if, according to what she's going to say a little later, a high percentage of her clients are male, she would then understand the male psyche and would then understand that most males, even the ones that I grew up a lot of males, they wouldn't necessarily respond positively to this type of conversation. Open your FM, like who is she talking to? Who's this message for?
Realize. And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90.
So now after how many minutes in, and now she busting the clinician card. Lady, you should have not brought the clinician card. You should have never told nobody you was a licensed physical therapist. A licensed therapist. Now you're talking about me as a clinician. You should have left that off the table. You the one who digged your own hole in this situation.
80% of my clientele have been men.
Boom. Why you could tell it? See? Because you are capping for the grams. You see? Now you made random people on the internet get you fired. Look at life.
Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling.
Neither do you. A lot of you MFs. How can you heal in this toxicity? Like, what are you trying to get them to do? If you remind them of the abusive whomever, how Father, let me just continue, because we got more.
When you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult.
If this is the hard sell for, and click my link for at the end of this course, you know what I mean? Join me. I'll help you expand your emotional vocabulary. Yo, and why does she have on the sleep nighty body rider shorts though?
When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how.
And look, Judah said, there goes the need for silence. When the TikTok cut off, she's like, oh no, wait, I'm not done. Let me keep going. Let me finish digging this grave real quick.
Navigate in this bitch. This fucking weird ass girl.
Yo, did homie say, and then you learn how to navigate in this bee? What you mean? Yo.
That is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bro. You're not. When bitches are telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us. It's for y'all sad.
You need to go to therapy too. Like, the therapist needs a therapist. The therapist needs a therapist. Because if you are the woman, you're probably the woman he needs to go to therapy because of.
Motherfuckers.
Watch out.
Go to therapy. Talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so.
But wait, how you gonna be over here talking their business and they supposed to be in a confidential space, and you go and make TikTok videos throwing subliminals at clients who you've seen? This is absolute madness, bro. This is madness.
Let me sum this shit up.
Yeah, sum it up.
Y'all told bitches to elevate.
Y'all, once again,
our standards, and at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional.
She paused. She was trying to say, is it either or either? Either. Oh, I think it's either. Now you want to be politically correct to figure out if it's either or either. You should have censored yourself for this whole video, Mamsie.
Abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right. Go in peace.
And the word of the day is expand your emotional, well, I guess that's a phrase, vocabulary. And you didn't see what she did at the end. She turned her backside to the camera and slapped her own backside and told them to go in peace. Now, this is the video. Again, the articles later go on to say, oh, come on. Oh, come on. This thing is, the article is like, therapist fired after telling black men that they should go to therapy. Nah, bro. Come on. Let's be honest. But before, let's go on now to when she come back after she was slapping her own backside. She comes back now after, I guess, a woman writes an article and then it goes viral and it gets back to her job, and her job gives her the one too. Okay, so
It appears.
wait, let me go over and get that.
Please. Okay, since hello. Okay, since y'all need an additional confirmation from a mental health professional, tell that dusty bitch to fuck off.
Wait, listen. Additional
it's your favorite.
Wait.
Hello, it's your favorite baddie mental health professional back at it again with the insights. Baby girl, he don't even have pride.
Wait.
So yesterday on Twitter, I went viral because a bunch of men got butthurt for me telling them to better themselves.
Okay, now she's back. What's going on, Ronald? So now she's back again. This y'all know I'm about to do what it is that I do. So we do something. We mad offensive. It's on record because a lot of times people get into arguments or things happen. It's not on record. She violated in that video. She straight up violated. It's on record. But now when she's being called to the carpet, now when she's being held responsible, look how she minimalizes her part, right, Miss Therapist Lady, and she shines a light on the fact that the men are butthurt by her simply telling them to go to therapy. This is gaslighting, right, at its finest. The only thing I told you was that you needed therapy. Not that you cursed them out and you called them dusties and everything else. The only thing I told you was that you needed therapy. Now she's playing the victim, but let's listen.
So yesterday on Twitter, I went viral because a bunch of men got butthurt for me telling them to better themselves. They're mad because I called them dusty bitches and wanted them to be accountable for their fuck shit behavior, but like, go off, king. Be shitty. That's fine with me. Like, I was dead ass like, hey.
How are you a therapist? Butthurt because you verbally accosted them? And that's the reason you should level up? This is not healthy.
Don't talk about the shit that hurts you and plagues you and has traumatized you.
To who? It can't be to you because it's already a difficult thing to do. So you need to be a safe place. If you're not a safe place, then they're not going to do it. So I'm trying to figure out if you as a therapist is not a safe place, who do you suggest they go speak to, ma'am? This is why I don't think she's connecting the dots. The dots are not connected.
So you can basically learn the emotional vocabulary required to express yourself to make your life easier. And they're like,
the emotional is Dusty. What happened in the DSM-4? Is Dusty beta male? Is that a new syndrome, like the Dusty beta male syndrome? Is that in the new manual that they use to diagnose people? Because if it's not, what are we doing? Is this the therapy? I'm done.
Fuck this bitch. Poor unhealed sons. Now, I know a lot of y'all.
So this is before she gets fired. So she still got a little bass in her voice. You know what I'm saying? This is before she gets the whop, the boot, the Timberland. So she's still like a little bit haughty, but let's continue. Truthful said the therapist is wild. I don't know what kind of therapy it is.
I think the only socially acceptable response to things that you don't like is anger. But I'm here to tell you, when you go to therapy, you learn a variety of other emotions.
From you? And by the way, I blame Iyanla. Iyanla, where are you? Do you see Iyanla babies out in the street and after watching Fix My Life and they think this is how it's supposed to go? No, I'm messing with you. But for real, where is Iyanla? Auntie, come talk to them now, please. Because they out here wilding. Like, got a 2-year degree and out here wilding.
And when you learn to communicate those things, your life gets easier. But instead of being accountable, you want to displace your hatred for your father on me. Go talk to somebody about why that is, Kate. So yesterday,
you could only imagine what Kevin would say. What would Kevin say? Kevin would be out here having a field day. Okay, Kevin would be out here having a field day because on this one I wouldn't even be able to back this up. She's wilding. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she was still on her high horse on this one. So let's continue here. Let's continue to where she gets the
worst therapist of all time. Let's get into it.
Before we get, she's still on her high horse. So somebody calls her the worst therapist of all time. So let's hear what she had to say.
Okay, so men are very upset, which is good because anger initiates change. If you're uncomfortable by the shit I'm saying, that means you need to go talk about it. So I've been very nice to y'all. I've been saying, hey, don't manipulate bitches because we're...
Did she call nice? Homie is delusional. She said, I've been very nice to you. Oh, my leg. My foot is asleep. Homie says she's been very nice. And it led her straight to the unemployment line. Yup. Soon from now, she's going to be over there doing online therapy classes.
Human beings. And I have to counsel us through that. So hey, just go to therapy, talk to somebody about the shit that's upsetting you, and maybe you might learn something. And they were like, oh no, never, you're a worst therapist ever, you should lose your license. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry that I called y'all dusty bitches because y'all are...
So here, before she got the axe, before she got the pink slip to go with her leopard print drawers, she was on her high horse. She was like, I'm sorry, not sorry. You feel me? No humility and maybe I got a little emotional. I got swept up in my feelings. No problem, Ronald. I'm here. I'm in and out. She wasn't even like, oh, my apologies. She was like, I'm doubling down. I'm going in harder. I got my J.O., whatever. So let's continue.
Perpetuating dusty behavior.
Yo, I gotta check if she be super Cynthia, because how many times is she gonna call these people dusty? Are these your clientele?
People were saying in the comments, mostly men, that my license should be taken away. That's not how that shit works, Thulu. I went through a lot of schooling and a lot of tests and internships and practicum hours to earn said license, and I'm not gonna lose it because your feelings are hurt. In fact, because your feelings are hurt, I'm the perfect person for you to talk to. So a lot of people are like, hey, I never go talk to her because of the person who traumatized me. Things to be addressed in therapy. Now, I did say that 90% of my clientele were men. That was true at one point in time. It has shifted to mostly women now who are recovering from narc abuse. Go fucking figure. But when I was counseling the mans, we worked on emotional intelligence.
I am distracted, lady. I don't want to talk about it, but when let me just focus. I'm gonna just focus. Just focus. Focus. Okay, I'm here. I'm back. So, by the way, I only saw the first video and the one when she was crying, so I didn't see these ones in between. So bear with me as I try to focus my attention. But she keeps leaning forward in the camera, right? And she got on the Sunday daytime I'm cleaning the house outfit. You feel me? That doesn't belong on TikTok. The titty them is hanging out. I'm just like, what? Why are we, yo, sis? You need somebody to call you on the phone, be like, yo, sis, tighten up. But no, here we are.
The same thing that y'all guys need to work on. I'm not your enemy.
No. Yeah? You're not the enemy, even though you presented yourself on the opposite team? What, the backside? What? She is confused. I didn't go to therapy, but I got healed. You feel me? I understand the value, but now she's using it as the magically delicious pill that's going to heal you. Just go and talk about it. Go to therapy. Now she's overusing the tool and making it like it's going to be this miracle cure, and it's not. It's not.
I never have been. The message of what I'm saying is healing, and you heal yourself. Things just tend to work or function a little bit better because you know yourself and you know how to navigate through this horrible bitch. And I even validated for y'all that y'all experience is very...
And why does she... I know y'all can't see her. Oh, you can see it a little bit on the picture. Why she stay in the twerk position? Why she stay... if you just get a tripod... I'm sorry, this is the so that you don't have to bend down in the twerk position every time you're talking to the camera. But I digress. Let's
But
continue.
again, y'all refuse to see behind.
See, I didn't see it. I didn't see that part. But she just twerked. I knew it. Her hands was on her knees, her backside was cocked out, and she's in a twerk position, and she bust a twerk. The twerking therapist, of course.
Let's see what else. Some people were like, "Oh, her delivery is off." Do you think I call my clients dusty bitches? No, just internet males who need to heal.
Oh, so she only called the internet dusties. She doesn't call her real clients dusties. Is it because they pay you?
I show unconditional positive regard. I'm actually quite reserved in session. This shit is the fucking internet. You have to be loud and expressive to get y'all attention. And I think I've gotten y'all attention.
Didn't I just say when capping for the internet goes wrong? So she's quite reserved when she goes into the office. She puts on her glasses and she reclines in her double-breasted, pinstriped woolen suit. And she just shakes her head every so often and allows them to speak as she scribbles on the notepad on the desk. But when she comes to the internet, she puts on leopard, spotted, Victoria's sleepwear, and she lets it all loose in the twerking position at any time that she can bust out in a twerk. Lady, this is the internet. Didn't nobody tell you that they could find you? Let's continue.
Hello. I would like to make a video addressing my recent video.
So no, twerky, titty them not hanging out anymore. Okay? This time she come back in a t-shirt. Okay? I'm not showing it on the screen because this is a smaller computer. The joint be freezing up. Yeah, work with me. So now she come back a little more reserved. So she's back on the other side of town. Now somebody must have pulled up on her. So let's see.
Calling for men to go to therapy. Now, I will say that firstly, I would like to apologize for the colorful language that I used.
Watcha look like HR call Larry in the office and say, twerking therapist, I need to talk to you real quickly. This is before she get the axe. So now she's coming to give the apology for the colorful language that she used.
But I want to express where I'm coming from. So, as a clinician,
that's where you should have left. You should have left out the clinician thing from the beginning. You dig your own grave on this subject. Well, now she's reflective. She's thinking about what she's gonna say. She's more reserved. That bag is getting fumbled right now.
My job is not to make people change. My job is to plant seeds and help my clients water the soil and cultivate it so they have a thriving environment to grow. That is my job. Now, from a human standpoint, I entered this field because I saw a dire need for Black mental health and Black mental health professionals, because I was not always met with support. So I apologize to individuals if you felt like my language was colorful, but I want...
That's not a true apology since you've been in this field. When somebody says, if you felt that my language was colorful, meaning I don't think it was colorful, I don't think it was disrespectful, but if you think I disrespected you, then I apologize. That's not a sincere apology. It's either that you used inappropriate language or you did not. And you told us in the other video that you did because this is the internet, and in order to get dusty beta male attention, then you're going to have to turn up. I paraphrase, but let's continue.
You to know more deeply where I come from. A few people have called into question my Blackness, which is to be expected. My personhood is questioned quite often.
Okay, here goes the victimhood mentality. A few people have called into question. Now all of a sudden she remembered what she wrote on that final paper in theology class, right? A few people. Now she's getting on Socrates on us, but okay.
I chose to go into mental health because only 4% of clinicians are Black, yet there's 13% of Black individuals in America. So there's already a huge disparity. And I have made it my life's work to help fill that gap. Now, where my
Why is she saying life's work? Lady, you can't be more than like 26, 27 years old. Instead of coming out here saying, I'm new to this thing and I have some things to learn and da 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 da. She over here talking about some life work, lady. Like, I could, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, let's continue.
frustration comes in is I called for individuals to do better, but then my job got doxxed.
This is why therapists need therapy. Cause she is fronting playing me. Why is she over here saying, I was just calling for therapy? No, you weren't. You were trying to get likes and spins on TikTok. Okay? And now when the people was like, nah, we about to play hardball. And now they went to go find where she works to try to hold her accountable. Now all of a sudden, this is unfair because all I was trying to do was help you.
I understand that people may not agree with my delivery or the things that I'm saying, but a major boundary has been crossed. I'm so passionate in my words because
I just had to put a moment of silence for that one.
I'm tired of seeing men suffer. I'm tired of seeing you guys endure so much hurt and so much trauma and refusing to do anything about it when you guys have the power to do it. As a clinician, my job is to motivate and empower, and it came across angry and aggressive because as a Black woman, I'm also tired of being hurt.
Oh, Father, help me. It didn't come across. That's the way you threw it. You already just told us that you needed to do this intentionally because that's how people hear you. So it didn't come across. It's like saying, oh, the food came across salty. No, the food was salty because you oversalted the food on purpose. So this is what you meant to do. But what you did not mean to do is to have people call you on it. Okay. And I was just watching one of the melanated therapists here. He's also on YouTube. There are some other melanated therapists who are out here. So I understand that there is a need, but the way you're approaching it, yeah, I can't say I agree.
I'm tired of being hurt by the very entity that I love the most, which is the Black man.
No, Sasha. Yo. Oh, my bad. My hand hit the thing. Yo, this girl is playing. I didn't watch all this stuff. Y'all please see with me. This joint is funny. Yo, now she's playing the victim card. She's like, I'm tired of. How did this become about you? This is what you call conflating the issue. The issue is about the way in which you took to your platform as a professional, right? Referencing your credentials and addressing males. And you spoke melanated males, and you spoke to you referenced your credentials as reason as to why people should listen to you. So now how and why this became about what you're making it about, I don't know, lady, but let's continue.
Made it my life's work, dedicated myself to encouraging and uplifting Black people, especially the Black man. But my words came across very, very spicy because you guys are dying. Whether it be gun violence, whether it be...
Lady, yeah, I'm trying to fix it. Her words came across very, very spicy. No, ma'am, you delivered the food spicy. You're not taking accountability for your actions. You want them to be accountable. You also have to be willing to be accountable. And right now, you are doing the Tanya Harding, fam. You are ice skating right now. You're in the Junior Olympics right now.
Guys killing each other, whether it be you guys killing yourselves, because you endure a lot. And I see that because I am your other half. I am your partner. I am
logical fallacies. Ooh, appealing to emotions. I'm trying to take the thing off the screen. She's appealing to emotion right now.
You're equal. I am not your enemy. Despite the words that I used, I want you guys to.
It can't be despite. That's what this whole conversation is about. That's why they rolled up to your job. You need a timeout so you can understand it's not about what you try to make it about. The reason somebody, whoever that was, y'all doing too much, rolled up to the job, to the JO, is because, not despite, because of the way in which you brought your information. This is what this is about. If you came on here and say, yo, melanated men, they need to go to therapy because generally not referencing your practice, not referencing your demographic, then it would have been what it is. But you came on here twerking in your crotch shorts and your raggy titty hanging out on your Sunday afternoon cleaning outfit, and then you're trying to represent the medical field. That's the problem, lady. But let's continue.
Understand that my message is clear. You have to grow. You have to move and shift as a person. But sometimes you cannot do that shit alone. Men depression rates are skyrocketing. Men's suicide rates are skyrocketing. I'm not making these statistics, I'm just drawing light on this topic. Forgive me if I seem passionate in my words.
That okay, you know what is abuse? She says she deals now with women with narc abuse. And yo, this thing is stuck. You know what's abuse? The man comes in, he curses you out, he roughs you up, and then turns to a woman and says, "Excuse me, it's just my passion." Nah, bruh, it's disrespect. It's not no passion. You wildly disrespectful. And she's doing the very same thing she is claiming that she's helping people not to do. I find that ironic.
I'm only passionate because I'm tired of seeing Black men die. I cannot articulate the feeling of the perpetual trauma.
I wish y'all could see. Yo, pause everybody. Don't go nowhere. I have to free up this mouse. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Yo, I wish you could see the way she is. I want you guys to realize. Hold on. Stand still. Trying to get this thing to release the screen. Hold on. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Is there sound now? Is there sound? One, two, one, two, one, two. Oh. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. I think there's sound now. I don't know what happened there. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. I think there's sound now. I don't know what happened there, where the sound cut out. But
I understand I might not be the clinician for anybody.
So let me catch you guys up because the sound went out. Not sure why. But she over here talking about y'all calling my job, y'all trying to get me fired. So she's pressed right now, right? She apologized, and yeah, let's continue.
But I've sparked a conversation. I've shook the table. If the words that I'm saying are resonating with you, please go talk to somebody. If there's a gap, fill that gap. Become counselors. Become mental health professionals. So we can heal each other, so we can heal ourselves. All that I ask is for men, Black men specifically.
So she switched up the whole thing. She not twerking no more. Hold on one second. I think there's sound. Yeah, she's not twerking no more. She's not cursing no more or none of that, right?
A greater awareness of yourself. That's all that I ask, because your lives can improve radically as a result. Full transparency, accountability moment. I was a dusty bitch till I fucking went to therapy. I didn't realize that I was in an abusive situation. I didn't realize that I wasn't communicating.
Did she say she was a dusty bee before she went to therapy? Does that justify you calling them dusties? Because you call yourself a dusty? This just, let's continue.
Effectively. I didn't realize all of these things about myself until I went and talked to someone. And I just pray and want that for you. I want you guys to feel seen. I want you guys to feel heard. Because you deserve it. All of us deserve unconditional positive regard. And I may not have shown that in the video because it's the internet.
Why do you keep saying you may not? You did not. Own it. I did not. And don't blame the internet, because there are plenty of people right now on the internet showing you how to cook, showing you how to start a business, showing you how to fix your credit. If you want to appeal to a certain demographic, there's everything here for people who want it. That's what I had to learn a long time ago. And if you become that which they want, then you can't undo it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? And you're really learning a very hard lesson that you can't let the internet direct. Because who's the people on the internet? Like I said before, I don't know if you guys hear me. Imagine the person who put the battery in her back was on the toilet, right? Scrolling on TikTok, typing. And you got, you know what I mean? Somebody was on their lunch break looking for a joke or two, and you following this advice and getting your whole life jacked up.
The session, I am open. I provide a therapeutic, non-judgmental space because that's what the fuck we deserve. Because the society is not kind to us. It never has been. So we have to create that inner peace. And in order for you to do that, you have to be able to express things that you have been through. You have to expand your emotional vocabulary. You have to want it for you. You may not like what I say, and you may not even like me, and that's fine, because you don't know me on a personal level. I get that. But I just want you guys to know that I'm not going to stop talking about these issues. I'm not going to stop talking about healing. I'm not going to stop talking about the betterment of Black people, because it's me. I am a Black person
who's about to lose her job,
who endures the struggles and the tribulations that Black people endure.
So I heap more insult upon them and call them dusties and bees.
I know what it feels like to be marginalized. I know what it feels like to be counted out. I know what that
So then I do it to you so that you can be better.
feels like. So I apologize if anybody felt that I was coming at them or felt shame and anger. Those aren't good emotions to feel, and I completely empathize with that. But my message is clear. Please go help yourself. And it would be nice for my personal life to be left out of it. Because at the end of the day, I just want everyone to live safe and prosperous and healthy lives. And you don't have to endure all this shit alone.
She said it would be nice if her personal life were left out of it, but you keep putting your personal accomplishments into the video. They would have never known you were a licensed clinician had you not told them. So you played a card and it was a bad card. So she's really feeling it right now. So let me go to this next one.
Hi, good morning, baddies. I hope you're doing wonderful.
Wait, so this is another video here. Wait, I need to take a breather on this one. My merciful Father. Yo, I didn't even get to the articles yet, and I'm 55 minutes in. Oh, once again, Yarlin Van Zant and Umar Johnson, we need you to chime in on this. You know what I mean?
What a segue to exclusive.
Oh, yes, Dr. Joy the Groove, we need you on this one as well. What are your thoughts?
Because them motherfuckers tried to get me fired, and that is like the weirdest shit in the world.
Wait a minute. So yesterday she was crying about how I love you and I apologize. Yesterday, she was like a 2-part video of how I want you to be the best you. And today she came back. No, this wasn't today. This was the 18th. She came back saying them MFs was trying to get her fired.
So I'm going to shift my content, which it's fucking crazy because I had planned to do this shit anyway. I'm gonna shift more to art making, jewelry making, story.
I thought she said she wasn't going to stop, and this is what she's been called to do, and she's not going to stop making this content because the people need to hear. And the very next day, she was thinking about Shifty anyway, and now she's about to be making videos of jewelry and art. I'm done.
Art, bad bitch, feeling yourself, feeling your energy, all that type shit. But I need help from you guys on like what topics you would like.
I cannot make. This is what. Let me just let this thing play. It's getting too long.
Cover. If you have any questions, you want me to talk about anything like that, anything that's been on your mind, throw it in the comments so I can chat about it. But I'm also taking a break because this shit is fucking annoying. Like, I literally just started this shit just so people can heal, and that message is getting misconstrued. And I don't have time for it, so I'm about to take a break. I might go live if I fucking feel like it. This just feels like a pull. And anything, I promote mental health and wellness. And anytime something feels like a pull, I encourage y'all to like reevaluate it. So that's exactly what the fuck is about to happen with this. I came in here with the intention to help, and I'm being attacked, and I don't have the fucking time or energy, and I didn't do anything.
So remember, that's why I say when people say, I apologize if you feel like that, if you feel like that, they're telling you that I didn't do anything. That's exactly what she just said. I didn't know this was going to turn into a psychoanalysis session, but hey, she just said, I didn't do anything. That's what I said. She said videos ago when she was all crying, boo-hoo, and then wiping the snot on her forearm. She feels she really didn't do anything and that she was just apologizing to save her behind. But now that the job is looking a little sus, she's going to continue to say how she really feels.
I appreciate all the new baddies who are here, committed to like really bettering themselves. Like I really am. Like I know I cried in that last video, but y'all are like so much more important to me. I literally started this shit like a fucking year ago. Fucking alone and just like broken and fucking dusty and not knowing what to do. And I don't know if I started this shit more for me or for y'all, but I really appreciate all of y'all. I really do. So I'm about to, no, just back again. I really appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all for supporting and sticking around and shit. But I'm fucking tired, so if I'm back, I'm back. If I'm not, who honestly gives a fuck? But I want to say.
So the therapist who's committed her life to helping everybody get better. That also goes to my theory. But oftentimes when people are passionate and get into certain fields, it's subconscious. It's with hopes that whatever ails them will be fixed through trying to fix other people. And the reality is that over these years, I've realized that if we take just some of that, we will be able to transform our lives, and thereby people will be able to see the light, right? Because right now they see the brokenness, and then you're trying to tinker with them. It's like basically going to the hairdresser, but the hairdresser don't never comb her hair. So the hairdresser can make you look good, but for some reason she can't make herself look good. Or going to the barber who's never lined up. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is like. I'm not saying that you can't help someone else to look good, but the effect, it has a better and long reaching effect when you work on yourself, and then someone else is able to see that and be pulled into that healing energy. You are trying to be out here healing and you're not healed. Right? She says she started it because she was lonely and she doesn't know if it was for her or it was for them, but it really is for you. And you need to take this time to move through whatever that pain and hurt is so that you can really be in a position to heal. This is why I personally don't let anybody put their hand like over me or on me, because you don't know what type of energy they're transferring from their hands, because hands transmit energy, right? So let's finish this up here.
And positive intentions your way and shit. And I love you guys very, 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 very fucking much. Very much. And just keep being great. Alright, I love you, baddies.
She now financially, not only emotionally was she troubled, now she's financially becoming unraveled. And the fact that you use so much profanity shows that there's a lot of things that are inside of you that are unsettled. Because if you didn't, just the way, like I said before, you want the men to find some emotional intelligence, you need to do so as well and choose other words. Because if these words come out so frequently out of your mouth, then they have to dwell with inside your heart and your mind. I don't know if you guys saw a video. I talk about this all the time. It's a documentary called Water, and it shows the effect of language and words on plants. Right. So some plants, they plant, and one word plant, they spoke ill words and hate and cursing and swearing. Another plant they loved, and another plant they ignored. And over time, they watched these plants and saw how either they thrived or they died or what happened to them. So my point being that your thoughts are energy, your words are energy. And if you're just allowing these words to be stored within you so that at will, as soon as you open your mouth, they come out, you need a cleanse. You need an energetic spiritual cleanse. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Hey sis, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. I'm here to tell you, bitch, if you tired, rest.
She's saying that, but she just says she's tired, but she's not resting. Here she's back again.
If you feel a pull, reevaluate. If you feel like things are no longer serving you, switch that shit up till you feel like it's serving you. If you gotta take a step back to reevaluate your whole fucking life, you owe it to yourself. Because you don't deserve to be tired. Bro.
She's saying that, but she's not doing, this is my point. She is not doing it. I'm not even probably going to get to these articles. She's not doing it for herself, because there is an immediate feedback loop that she's getting from the internet. She puts something out, the internet responds. Who is that? Sit down for me.
Broke down, dusted, and disgusted. You don't. You deserve to be happy, fulfilled, rejuvenated, rested. Not what all this other shit is. So, from me to you, get some rest. Okay? We'll talk about all the other bullshit next week. Well, hello.
Okay, so that we went through a whole week of ups and downs, ups and downs. I guess, like many people, she's using social media or TikTok as her Dear Diary. So she went from "this is what I said" to "y'all Dusties are mad" to "somebody tried to get me fired" to "I apologize if you feel." This took place in the beginning all the way till, when was it? August the 20th, right? So 1 week later, after she went through all of those different ranges of emotions, this is what we get.
Your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated as a result. Story time.
I thought she said she was sorry. I guess she figured because I didn't get what I want and I got fired anyway. Now you're back to dusty hoes. Okay.
I think yes. Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence. And I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment. All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And
I mean, we went over that video here as well because a lot of people were in their feelings behind the article that we read about why men were single. So she's saying that talking point led to her getting fired, but no accountability. But let's continue.
Agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable, like, hey, this bitch see me, that stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted Massa. That's exactly what happened. So first the post goes viral on Twitter because y'all need fucking help and y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blew.
I mean, this is the most profanity. My channel, y'all cover your ears. I wish I could beep it out because homegirl
in the face. Some of you hoes is not gonna be saved, and that's the conclusion that I've come to. So because this shit's gone viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool, we starting a discussion on mental health, and people are, you might not like my fucking delivery, but motherfuckers is starting to talk, you know?
So didn't I tell you she wasn't sorry? Didn't I say she wasn't sorry? Mm-hmm.
The tables, I don't give a fuck. But then
what happened to all the tears and the snot? And I need you and want you to heal. What happened to that? What happened to that?
Turns into this entire crusade of attacking a black woman who serves the fucking black community. There were comments like, I'm gonna find her credentials and report her because I told y'all to be better. Yeah, y'all are fucking weird. Y'all scream that y'all want to protect women, protect black women specifically, but have done nothing to protect this black woman who has been serving the communities. I have been violated in several areas, and I'm gonna outline each one. This article was written by a fucking black woman.
Okay, so she puts up the name of the article here. Black America responds to therapist who scolds black men for not going to therapy. We might have to come back another time. This video is running long. So yeah, let's continue.
Putting my full government and my place of employment. So being doxxed by a black woman can't fake, kind of fucking hurts. And she never once reached out to me or contacted me so I could spend my side of the story. This is the article that spooked my fucking job and got me fired. Not only does she not have any regard for my safety, many other articles have been written as a result.
Yep.
Here are a few of them, just to name a few. Black Twitter has words for therapists scolding men to go to fucking therapy. Y'all attacked me and got mad at me because I wanted better for y'all.
But that's the reverse though. Y'all attacked me. Let me know if I can still be heard. Because I wanted better for y'all. What? She needs a timeout, son. She needs a time. Now she's mad. Because in her mind, maybe that's how it went in your mind. But yeah, no.
Most crab in the barrel bucket type bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. A plethora of black men decided to take it upon themselves to call my employment to get me fired. You succeeded, but you succeeded in not the way that you think. If it's one thing about black women is that we're incredibly resilient. This just cleared the table to give me space and opportunity to educate the masses while shaking our asses to healing because y'all got mad because I wanted you to do better.
Did she say this So she about to be a social media influencer. That's what you better do. You better ride this wave. You better ride the wave because you know everybody got their eyes on you. So you know what I mean. You gotta pay rent, fam. Did she say that this cleared the table for her to educate the masses while shaking their behinds, fam? And she did the twerk motion. There's so much I could say, but
I was
okay.
told they consulted with shareholders and decided to terminate my contract because I told y'all to go to therapy. That's the world we live in.
It's not because you told them to go to therapy. See, this is the part where you don't want to be honest about the part you played. How are you going to counsel someone else to take responsibility for the part they played and you're not willing to do so? So that's that right there. There's a plethora of articles. You can look at it if you so desire. Oh, man, come on, computer. Come on, computer. There's a plethora of articles that speak to what they talked about. But from what I'm seeing, she didn't get fired because she told black men to go to therapy. She got fired because she misrepresented herself to a certain degree. She's in association and can bring bad light on the company that she works for. People are calling in with complaints because of the way she presented herself on the internet. So if she doesn't take responsibility for that, then she will go through life continuing to say that other people, she's the victim, basically. Judith says she did it all to herself. She wanted to be disrespectful and talked about, well, she accomplished that. That's what I agree. She did it to herself. In this particular, you could have came out and said what you needed to say, but the way you said it is what got you the result. That same energy, karma came back quick. That joint was a prime delivery. You feel me? 3 to 5 days. No, it was USPS because it took 5 days. So that joint was 3 to 5 days USPS delivery.
I'm gonna take a break.
All right. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know, the struggle stream is real. Every other day, my computer is freezing up. Hold on one second. But if you don't hear me when I come back, just know, like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the box below. Like I said, I've seen some women chime in on this, and I'm like, come on. We can't be that biased, you know what I mean, to make it look like it's male against female. Nah, it's behavior. It's behavior. Let's be just. Hold on one second. I don't know why this thing keeps freezing up. My apologies. My apologies. Um, so let me just go to this Twitter thread real quick before I dip out. Is that I'll share it right here. This is, I guess, from some HR people as to why they feel as though she got fired. Let me know if I can still be heard. Let me check it on this side first. Hold on a second.
Because now.
1 2 1 2 1 2. For some reason, when I go out and come back in, one, two. Can I be heard?
I be heard?
All right, I could be heard. This thing is wilding. But let me go over to Twitter real quick. This is from a thread called Crinkle Speaks. And the thread, I see a lot of confusion regarding why this therapist was fired. Here are some considerations, including APA's Code of Ethics, which she was professionally responsible to adhering to. Okay. I cannot believe y'all got this therapist fired. Y'all can't stand a woman not coddling you. That's what someone said, right? And so the person is sharing some information. It is crucial people realize this was less of an attack on her and more of an act to protect therapeutic clients, prospective clients, and the wider prospective individuals who may engage with therapeutic services from any provider, particularly Black men and boys, right? Because she's using them, her experience in this space. She's talking about her practice, and even if it's in a vague way, and then she's using it to disparage people or to intimidate people into getting her services. That's crazy. The APA sets a code of ethics for American licensed counseling professionals. Someone who's licensed by them is responsible for managing their practice and behavior in a way that is reasonably adhering to those ethics and codes. She did breach in a few areas. You can find a full document here. The main area where a number of her videos were found to be in breach was the basis of discrimination. Therapists under LPC must have values which are consistent with not being discriminatory, dusty beta male Negroes, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are we doing, bro? Clause C5 outlines this. Her generalizing negatively Black men as, quote, uneducated, end quote, not hardworking, end quote, entitled, end quote, obsessed, and with dominating women was discriminatory. And the person put up receipts. And the person goes on to say, clause C6, I'm saying, come with it now. C6C outlines media presentation responsibilities, which include social media used when presenting as a therapist. She kept referring to herself as a licensed clinician. He says generalized statements from personal experience, which are discriminatory or not scientifically or professionally informed and against the code of ethics. And I'll read this really quickly. And you guys, I put the link there so you can see for yourself if people are like, this is something else. It says, when counselors provide any advice or comment by means of public lectures, demonstration, radio, television, recordings, technology-based application, i.e. TikTok, printed articles, mailed material, or media, they take responsible precautions to ensure that, 1, the statements are based on appropriate professional counseling literature and practice, and 2, the statements are otherwise consistent with ACA Code of Ethics. It goes on to say, highlights that therapists should have different personal and professional social media pages where they wish to employ one for personal use. She spoke authoritatively as a therapist while disparaging Black men and generalized based on her experience. It says virtual professional presence. In cases where counselors wish to maintain a professional and personal presence for social media use, separate personal and professional web pages and profiles are created to clearly distinguish between the two kinds of virtual presence. So in one space, she would say she was on her personal page, but she kept referring to herself as a clinician, which then ties the two together. And it goes on and on and on. I think it was a good, excellent thread because it educates people outside. It hires the emotional intelligence. It broadens the scope. So it's not just, she told Black men to go to therapy and that's why she got fired. No, she got fired because of her behavior. And as we're seeing there, she broke certain code of ethics and therefore she was a liability to the company. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Let me open this up. Let me see if anybody got anything to say before I wrap it up. Thank you for rocking with the conversation as we had some hiccups along the way. You don't know it already. We're going to do what it is. Judah, thank you for sticking through. The link is in the box. Let me know if you have anything to say because that was a long one, a lot of information. I know I cut up a little bit, but I'm back. I had to get it back together. So click the link if you want to share your thoughts. I'll give a few moments. Let's see. I'm reading what he says here. Oh, okay. We're going to hear what the job said. We're going to hear what the job said. Hold on a second. I have the link in the box if you want to share your thoughts on this. So the person says an investigative compliance officer for the respective board has the following to say regarding this matter. In many cases, opinions expressed on personal social media are outside of our jurisdiction and are protected by the right to free speech. However, in listening to these videos, Mitch such and such does clearly identify herself as a therapist in the video, and that does become a boundary issue when a licensed uses her professional standing to espouse personal opinions, especially opinions which are discriminatory or antagonistic. Okay. So she was she was clout chasing her own degree on her personal page so that people would listen to her, and it basically got her messed up. Lesson learned, eh? So with that said, I don't see anybody coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and wind down, look to go make some food right about now. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and let's use our knowledge responsibly. Oh, wait, before I go, hold on. Judah, what's going on, sis?
Hey. Thanks
Welcome.
for having me, sis.
Yep. I was about to wrap up, but you stuck with us through the whole thing. So what are you?
I just got to say this one last thing, and then I'm going to shut my mouth. She reminds me so much of those brothers that stand on the street corners in their Power Ranger suits, hollering about all of the black bees and all, how we're just absolutely terrible, but they're just trying to save our souls. Like, are you serious? How do you expect anyone to want to hear anything you have to say if you're disrespecting them, calling them out their names, and dragging them?
That's a good point.
That was all I had to say. I'm like, yo, she was listening to Cynthia G and them Israelite brothers. She was taking pages from both their books.
She was like, read. She's like, let's talk about Dusty Bateman. I'm like, whoa. What are we saying?
You know, and the part that's amazing to me is that I get it. In some cases, you can get a therapist license over the weekend. I get it. However, when you carry the title of therapist, psychologist, you know, some type of mental health professional, you should know that words carry so much power and weight.
Right.
And you should be able to choose your words properly. I mean, I'm not in a mental health profession at all. And I cuss like a sailor when I'm angry or when I feel like, you know, I'm just frustrated like that. But even I know, yo, that's not how you talk to certain people if you want certain things done.
It's not right. That's why I'm like, who was she talking? Who did she think that was going to inspire? Who did she think that was going to, like, oh, yeah, I know how to inspire. She thought she was at the boot camp in the army or something. Like, who did you, like, yeah, she cursed me out. That makes me want to be better. It's like, what is wrong with you? It's so many things. I think I've said them all. I clowned. I couldn't help it. It was just confusing. I knew she was running game when she came with the crying and she put on a t-shirt. Her titties wasn't hanging out no more. Her job was in the balance at that point. You feel me? But
when you put the bad boys away, you do that. That's when all of the info from HR came down.
That's where she was waiting for the call back from HR, right? She wasn't in twerk position or nothing. Like the twerking therapist, like how did we go from Frances Cress Welsing, Dr. Joy DeGruy, you know what I mean? Older therapist to this. Like, where are we? Like, you know what I mean? Where are we? Like, come on, stop. Even if you're
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, going back to your point of the boobies and the behind being out, it's like I get it that a lot of our males have an issue with lust, but even in that moment of them being distracted by the boobies and the tail, if you call them a female dog, if you call them Dusty, they gonna snap out of that trance. I mean, she thought that was gonna make that pill go down. Like, oh, the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine. No, 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 no. That's not that. That's not how
And
that
furthermore,
works.
they have a lot of male, not a lot, they have significantly more male therapists these days, and males who are able to speak, even here on YouTube. um
Mm-hmm.
a handful of them that I can say, okay, you know what I mean? You ain't never see them doing no wild stuff. So to act as though like these resources are not there and that people are not being reached, no, and that you got to come save them, because if not, then who knows what's going to happen. Like, I think that's the story that she's telling herself, and really
Mm-hmm.
face her own demons. You know what I mean? Face your
Yep.
own demons so that you don't project that stuff. What happens when you go to some of these therapists is they project their issues onto you. And when
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, you got problems you never knew you had. But like, that never happened to me. You know?
I got Munchausen syndrome and everything.
They be like, you feel like that because your daddy left to get ice cream when you were 2. And he was like, wait a minute, did my daddy leave at 2? And we're like, nah, that's not me, sis. You are in denial right now. Like, she feels like one of them therapists will be planting them. Now, let me stop. But right now, she's projecting hard body. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Agreed.
Yes. So
Agreed.
I thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with the conversation. This has
No problem.
been so enlightening. I don't even got time to read all these articles. They're probably just going to be regurgitating the same old. And, hopefully somewhere along the line, she finds somebody who's going to give her the mirror and be like, yo, it was you, sis. It was all you. This right here, this was you.
Right. And thank you for having these videos where you are legitimately showing, like, you're not forcing the mirror in our faces, but it's like you're standing there waving a mirror like, here, just look at yourself. Just make sure this ain't you.
Just make
I
sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, sis. And some of this stuff is freestyle. I only saw the first video. But now when you study yourself and human behavior, you and language, you know when somebody's running game. I knew Shorty was
Mhm.
not. I knew Shorty was not sorry, because she said stuff like this, and this is just for the record. If you talking to somebody, friend, relationship, and they say stuff like, I'm sorry you felt offended. When in
Mhm.
reality they said some offensive stuff, that means they're not sorry.
Not
They're just
at
sorry that you
all.
felt offended. You know what I'm saying? And how do we know? Because the minute she didn't get what she wants, she came back and was like, I'm not sorry. We already knew this. We already knew that. Right now, Kevin Samuels is like, He's so
Girl, he's doing pirouettes in his grave. Like I told y'all about these
I
women.
tried to warn y'all. I tried to warn you. But y'all didn't want to live. I got a PhD. Now look at y'all. Now look at you. All right, everybody. I'm about to go make these young ones some soup. Thank everybody for tuning in. We'll link up again. If you see any new interesting stories, just drop it in my box, and then I'll come around and see what we can do.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good week.
You do the same.
Shalom.
All right. Shalom. All right, everybody. Peace to everybody who's just joined us. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up, and we'll talk again later. I didn't run no commercial or nothing. Hold on, peoples. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. Like, subscribe, and share, and all that lovely good stuff. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get another computer to stream from. This computer cannot take too many activities. This episode is sponsored by Yummy Curry Powder. Go on over to www.theyummycottage.com for your powder today.